Good morning and welcome to this Bond University ceremony for the conferring of degrees in the faculties of Business, Health Sciences and Medicine and the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture. As Bond University approaches its 25th anniversary of the commencement of teaching, I thought it might be of interest to note that at the end of today, Bond will have conferred almost 24,000 awards on some 19,700 graduates. So there is a large and very active alumni community which is growing all of the time, and I hope that you will all participate in it. I am pleased now to introduce Bond University's Chancellor, Dr. Helen Nugent, AO.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this morning's graduation ceremony. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, and I pay my respect to their elders, both past and present. As I look out on the auditorium this morning, I'm reminded that we're here for one reason and one reason only. And that is to recognise the achievements of a son, a daughter, a partner or friend. Never again will this same group of people be assembled together in this way. It is a special moment in time, and the day is absolutely perfect. Your experience at Bond has been unique. The friendships you have made are extraordinary, and the opportunities before you are endless. Let me share a very few of those unique moments that have transpired while you have been students along your journey. Bond University's Bachelor of Architectural Studies student, Shannon Thompson, won the prestigious American Society of Architectural Illustrators Student Award of Excellence. It's a bit of a mouthful. Her winning entry, titled Beauty Plus Nature, captured the jurors' attention with its striking imagery. It is one of the very few architectural drawing competitions open to students worldwide. A team of Bond MBA students advanced to the regional finals of the International Holt Prize. The Holt Prize is the world's largest student competition and crowdsourcing platform, challenging teams to develop a sustainable business model that addresses a specific global issue. It is personally selected each year by ex-President Clinton. The Bond team, comprising Richard Nichols from Zimbabwe, Jonah Carroll from Sydney, Christopher Duncan from Canada and Manuel Segrist from Tanzania, flew to China to compete against 40 other teams in one of the 5 regional finals. And it's very interesting, that composition of students. I don't know how many of you are actually aware that about just over 25% of our class at the moment is international. The largest single group is actually Canadian. So it's interesting that a Canadian should be amongst that group. This year's challenge focused on how to get safe, sufficient, affordable and easily accessible food to the 200 million people who live in urban slums worldwide. It attracted 10,000 applications from some 350 colleges and universities in 150 countries. Bond University's medicine and health science research has been rated above world standard in the 2012 Excellence in Research for Australia. Bond was rated above world standard for medicine and world-class standard for sports, science, law and business and management research activity, improving its overall position by 4 places since the inaugural ratings in 2010. We are extremely proud of all our students and professional successes, and I have confidence that you, our graduating students today, will continue to excel in your chosen endeavours. Personally, and on behalf of the Council of the University and all the staff, I wish you every success in your future lives. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have great honour and privilege to introduce our guest speaker today, Mr. Brian Wilson. Mr. Wilson is currently Chairman of Australia's Foreign Investment Review Board, a non-executive director of Bell Financial Group, and a member of the Payment System Board of the Reserve Bank of Australia. He is also Deputy Chancellor of the University of Technology, Sydney, and we certainly won't hold that against him. Mr. Wilson is a member of the ATO Superannuation Reform Steering Committee and the Specialist Reference Group on the Taxation of Multinational Enterprises in Australia. He was also a member of the Commonwealth Government Review of Australia's superannuation system. He retired in 2009 as a Managing Director of the global investment bank Lazard, having co-founded the firm in Australia, and was previously a Vice Chairman of Citigroup Australia and its predecessor companies. Since his retirement from executive life, he has remained extraordinarily active in business and public policy. He has a son studying at Bond and a daughter, Clara, who is graduating today with her second degree from Bond. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Brian Wilson.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Bond academics and staff, family and friends, and most importantly, the people we are here to see today, new graduates. This is your day, and therefore I intend to address my remarks specifically to you. You have all graduated with good degrees from a fine university. In order to do that, you have demonstrated intelligence, capacity for hard work, the ability to work with others, the ability to prioritise, focus, and various other excellent attributes. But it is not enough. I'm sure you all know people with very good qualifications who've never quite managed to turn them into anything. In my career in investment banking, I was in one of the most cutthroat industries that exists, and I was privileged over many years to sit in the boardrooms of many of Australia's largest companies, advising their chairman and chief executives, and sit in the boardrooms of some of the largest companies outside Australia in the world. And so I've had an opportunity to observe great success and from time to time, great failure. So what I want to talk to you today about is 3 secrets of success. Now, necessarily, since I'm told that I shouldn't speak for more than 7 or 8 minutes, I'm going to do it in the context of your careers. But the secrets I'm going to tell you about apply absolutely equally to all of the other aspects of your lives. The first secret is to know yourself. When we deal with others, we all adopt a persona. We try to present ourselves the way we think that other people will want to see us. So we emphasise our good points and our strengths, and we seek to hide our weaknesses and our fears. And that's perfectly fine and that's perfectly appropriate. And in fact, probably cordial society and interpersonal relationships generally would break down if we were all absolutely transparent all of the time. But when you deal with yourself, don't adopt a persona. Be your own psychologist. Be absolutely ruthless in analysing yourself, in analysing what makes you tick. Look at the things that motivate you, the things you want, the things that excite you. It may be, in fact, that some of those things are not necessarily all that socially acceptable even, and certainly, whatever they are, you wouldn't necessarily want other people to know about them. Equally, analyse your fears and your insecurities and your demons, because I can absolutely promise you that the most successful people have far more than their fair share of fears and insecurities and demons. It's generally these things that drive them to success. And if you truly understand yourself and you look at those fears and demons, you can harness them to drive you forward rather than hold you back. And I would say to you, be absolutely honest with yourself, make it a lifelong habit, because over time you will change. But at every stage of your lives, recognise exactly who you are. Don't present a persona to yourself. You don't have to tell others, but be honest with yourself. The second secret, and this is actually much easier to do if you've followed the first one, is to make wise choices. Every day we all make lots of choices. Many of them don't much matter. For those, we should be flexible, adaptable, and not waste too much time on them. There's also a next set which are a bit more important. They deserve some research. You don't just want to go with the way the wind is blowing, but at the end of the day, they also don't really much matter. Do I take a gap year? Where should I go on holiday? What sort of new car should I buy? They're not really important. But in your lives, there will be a small number of decisions that you take and choices that you make that will have a truly long-term, sometimes irrevocable, profound effect on your future. And in taking those choices, you should treat them with the seriousness they deserve. Do proper research. Really look into yourselves. Ask others. Things like, what country should I reside in? What should my career be? Who should my life partner be? These sort of things can send you off in one direction and you keep on climbing, or they can send you off in the wrong direction and you keep on falling, or you have spent a lot of time digging yourselves out of a mess that you wouldn't necessarily have gone into had you focused on those really important decisions and made wise choices in the first place. The third secret is to nurture your reputation for delivering on your promises. Most human beings, when we deal with other people, tend to take the expedient course. We just agree, it's usually easy, we just keep on agreeing. But if you keep on doing that, sooner or later, you get to a point where you just can't deliver. Some of you, having been in the business community and the business school, might have studied a bit of behavioural economics. There are a number of principles that underline these, but probably the most critical one is that as humans, we feel the pain of a loss with about 3 times the intensity we feel the pleasure of an equivalent gain. Just think about that for a moment. We feel the pain of a loss with about 3 times the intensity we feel the pleasure of an equivalent gain. That explains all sorts of strange behaviours, irrational behaviours amongst people. But when it comes to you doing what you say, living up to your promises, the damage you do to your reputation by failing to deliver far exceeds the benefit you do to your reputation by making a promise in the first place. So, whatever you do, if you mean no, don't say maybe. If you mean maybe, don't say yes. Be honest up front, get things done, and make a habit of absolutely delivering what you have promised on time. Whole careers have been built around this one principle. Whole very successful businesses have been built around this as the single comparative advantage they have. Now, some of you may be saying, I don't know why he calls these secrets, they're self-evident. You're the lucky ones. I happen to agree with you, but I can say that in a long time in business, I think the reason I call these secrets is that either people don't know about them, or if they do, they don't do anything about them. And those that do follow those things are inevitably successful. For you as new graduates today, this is both an ending and a beginning. Go out there, secure in the true knowledge of who and what you are, make wise choices, and constantly seek to surprise and delight others with your actions, not your promises. If you do those things, you will not but help to be truly a distinguished person and a highly prized person in whatever field you choose to work within. If you do those things, you will become part of a very exclusive club, and it's a club that I'm sure you will want to be a member of. My best wishes go with each and every one of you. Thank you.
What a wonderful address. What a powerful address. Brian, thank you indeed on behalf, I think, not just of the graduates, but of everyone in the audience today. I've known Brian for a very long period of time, and I can absolutely assure you that those 3 points are points that he practices, not just in his business dealings, but in his own life, in his life with the community, and in his life with his family. And we're very privileged today to have not just Clara here graduating, but also Fiona and Brian's son Charles. So Brian, again, on behalf of everyone, thank you, and could you join me with me, please, in thanking Brian once again.
Will the candidates for degrees please stand? Chancellor, I wish to present the following graduands who are in attendance today for admission to awards of Bond University. From the Faculty of Business, 93 graduands. From the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture, 32 graduands. From the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine, 47 graduands. Chancellor, I certify to you and to the University that the graduands have satisfied the requirements for admission to the award for which they are being presented.
With the authority of Council, I hereby admit you for the award for which you have qualified. I also admit to their awards those candidates listed in the graduation program who are unable to be with us today.
Will the graduates please be seated? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the moment of graduation.
Chancellor, the following candidates are presented for the award of Research Doctorates. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy from the Faculty of Business, with the thesis title, The Role of Interpersonal Networks in SME Internationalisation, Chancellor, I present Manuel Eberhard. Also from the Faculty of Business, with the thesis title, Family Ownership and the Value Relevance of Accounting Information, I present Tim Hasso. And again, from the Faculty of Business, with the thesis title, A Study of Board Remuneration Committees, Structure and Effectiveness, Chancellor, I present Kim Lee-Ann Kircher. From the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine, with the thesis title, Forensic DNA Typing Methods for Highly Degraded Samples, I present Cherie Hughes-Stam. From the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture, with the thesis title, Designing for Future Building Adaptive Reuse, I present Sheila Maria Conejos. Also from the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture, with the thesis title, A Study of Uncertainty and Risk Management Practice Relative to Perceived Project Complexity, I present Craig Harvett.
I now invite the Dean of the Faculty of Business to join me in congratulating each of his graduates as they are presented. In so doing, I am about to apologise and apologise profoundly to the graduates. Following the last graduation ceremony, where I shook some 700 hands, I have been suffering from tennis elbow. I did make an exception for the PhD students, but while I'm almost better, it's not quite there. So I hope you will crave my indulgence today if I don't shake the hands of the graduates, and I apologise to the audience as well.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Business. From the School of Business for the degree of Bachelor of Business, Rachel Ahn. Majid Al-Husseini. Sultan Walid Al-Sahil. Christina Aposian. Joel Atzenhofer. Lisa Avgustakis. Sarah Badalotti. Maria Juliana Caseb da Silva. Chai Yao Wei. Fad Sord Damanhuri. Mason Dietman. Paritosh Pradeep Deba. Bryce Dodd. James Angus Douglas. Bridget Sarah Gillespie. Justine Marie Goodwin. Rachel Horton. Jacinto. Stian Larson. Curtis Lestrange. Hao Chen Lin. Ardeshir Mehta. Natalie Jane Soretis. Samantha Jane Shelley. Harry Jansen Solomon. Teresa Sun. Stefan Anthony Tomeko. Vignesh Menon Venugopal. Zhang Jingwen. Abdullah Abdul Karim. For the Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Commerce, Charmaine Fu. For the Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Communication, Alison Louise Price. For the Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Film and Television, Hannah Louise Fitzpatrick. For the Bachelor of Commerce, Abdul Rahman Al-Arifi. Dean Bader. James Henry Cook. Nicholas Dalton. Cyan Day. Jackson Dean. Yu Feng. Wenri Guo. Jacob Hind. Ku Ket Bong. David McLean. Nicholas John Morton. Anya Jacqueline Robbie. Anthony Amaraj Sarana. Darren Tierney. Ivona Voletta. Qingying Wang. And Bronte Williams. For the Bachelor of Commerce and Undergraduate Diploma in University English Studies, Yijia Liu. For the Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Arts, Joseph Peter Hawkins. For the Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of International Hotel and Resort Management, Tessa Dan. For the Master of Accounting, Andre Alikin. And Priyanka Bose. For the Master of Accounting Professional, Hu Wei. And Wenyu Yang. For the Master of Business, Clara Alice Wilson. For the Master of Business Finance, Garrett Kleinschmidt. For the Master of Business, International Business, Cheng Shi. For the Master of Business Administration, Shannon Adam McLaughlin. And Go Osawa. For the Master of Business Administration Corporate, Nathan Carey. For the Master of Business Administration Professional, Anshuman Gumala. From the School of Hotel, Resort and Tourism Management for the Bachelor of International Hotel and Resort Management, Bianca Conifei Broccolieri. Mitchell Luke Carlson. Hunter Thompson. Yao Xiong. From the School of Information Technology for the Bachelor of Business Systems, David Gerald Hoff. For the Bachelor of Information Technology, Morteza Jalali. Khaled Takruni. And James Waldridge. For the Bachelor of Information Technology and Bachelor of Business, Joshua James Griffiths. For the Postgraduate Diploma of Information Technology, Kenneth Hummel. For the Master of Information Technology, Professional in Web and Mobile Application Development, Yu Jun Wang.
The university is very proud of its long association with Business Breakthrough Incorporated in Japan. Together, we teach a Master of Business Administration program tailored to meet the needs of Japanese business. I now invite Dr. Kenichi Omai, the Managing Director of Business Breakthrough Incorporated, to present graduates from the Bond University BBT Global Leadership MBA.
Chancellor, I wish to present the following 21 graduates in the Bond University BBT Global Leadership MBA. Nine are attending here in the ceremony. Taro Fukasa. Naoto Ito. Kazuhiro Kurasako. Hajime Nakajima. 高中田、理科尾上、友幸柴田、吉明田中、金尾山岡、The following 12 are watching on the satellite television as I read the names. Takashi Hatanaka, Kentaro Ishii, Yusuke Itoi, Susumu Iwasaki, 新一郎前川、ひろゆき小木、両坂根、圭介澤田、明彦下山、聡杉山、広文戸塚、広文富山、
I now invite the Acting Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine to join me in congratulating each of his graduates as they are presented.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Faculty of Health Sciences and Medicine. For the Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Thibault Henri Demaneuf. Manon Le Gentil. Daniel Stewart MacLeod. Gina Payne. Samantha Jane Satterlow. For the Bachelor of Forensic Science, Monique Abbott. Luisa Fernanda Arceniegas Daza. Kelly Bertram. And Christina Lego. For the Bachelor of Health Sciences, Johnny Dean De Silva. For the Bachelor of Sports Management, James Cornish. Kenneth Dara. Lee Davis. Catriona Mary Reith. And Harold John Slay. For the Bachelor of Sports Science, Wade Chalker. For the Graduate Certificate in Clinical Education, Julie Ann Donoghue. And Debbie Luxton. For the Master of Sports Management, Elizabeth Usher. For the Doctor of Physiotherapy, Matteo Amabile. Alexandra Jean Bond. Patrick David Carboni. Simon David Carlton. Mitchell John Carney. Elizabeth Ann Cooper. Matthew James Daly. Kalisha Rose Davis. Alexander Neil Eagles. Megan Lee Edmondson. Kelsey Ford. Kate Furness. Greg Norman Fife. Jordan Hillary Gorda. Adeline Elizabeth Green. Sonia Eloise Imbizi. Brianna Melnick. Joshua Melrose. Amy Miller. Claire Ronaldson. Samuel Paul Schuler. Adam John Mark Shaw. Rachel Temper. Amy Tilley, Benjamin John Wilkes, and Ellen Nora Wynne.
I now invite the Dean of the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture to join me in congratulating each of his graduates as they are presented.
Chancellor, I present graduates from the Institute of Sustainable Development and Architecture. From the School of Sustainable Development with the Bachelor of Environmental Management, Sustainable Development, Sophia Gamo. For the Bachelor of Property and Sustainable Development, Construction Management, Quantity Surveying, Casey Anderson. Rachel Marie Budd. Natalie Chavez. Luke Evans. Konstantina Katapodis. Jack Richard Mackey. Tamika Patterson. Elliot Miles Robinson. Michael James Sorrentino. Jiwen Zhong. For the Bachelor of Property and Sustainable Development, Urban Development and Sustainability, Ebtisam Arja. Martin G. Hume. And James William Malouf. Now for the Bachelor of Property and Sustainable Development, Urban Development and Sustainability, and the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Melina Terapula Cipriano. For the degree of Bachelor of Urban Design and Planning, Bhargavi Besbura. And Taylor Williams. For the Graduate Certificate in Building Surveying, Akram Jawabre. For the Graduate Certificate of Project Management, Ian Dockney. And Paul John Madison. For the Postgraduate Diploma in Building Surveying, James Andrew Dunstan. For the Master of Building Surveying, Yusuf El Mazri. For the Master of Construction Practice, Luce Bambach. Laura Katie Jones. Vishan Ashwin Rana. And Scott Taylor. For the Master of Construction Practice Professional, Andres David Bone Cabrel. For the Master of Project Management, Richard Wittig. For the Master of Urban Development and Sustainability, Roger Buck. And Christopher Michel. For the Master of Urban Planning, Morgan Lloyd. Philip Ashley Reid. And Ipanuizi Fiona Sapatu. Chancellor, Karina Quijada-Celli has been selected to give the valedictory address on behalf of those graduating this morning. Karina is also graduating with the degree of Master of Business Administration with high distinction. Chancellor, I present Karina Quijada-Celli.
Good morning, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, faculty members, fellow graduates, family, and friends. It is a tremendous honor to be standing here today to share my experience as a bond student and to give you, fellow graduates, an important message. I will be forever grateful for this opportunity. Throughout my life, I have lived and studied in 3 different countries with very different cultures: Venezuela, my country of birth, Sweden, where I participated in an exchange program, and Australia, where I have studied 2 master's degrees. After these 22 years of study, I wish to highlight how proud I am to have been part of Australian education. Inviting students to think critically, promoting the inclusion of your own ideas, and demanding rigorous literature research skills are only some of many characteristics that make Australian education outstanding and allow students to excel in their future career opportunities. Particularly, in Australia, I've had the opportunity to study in 2 recognized universities, from which I wish to highlight the great experience Bond University represented for me. I dreamed about studying at this university even before coming to Australia. It was only 2 years after arriving that I could follow that dream. Bond University opened the doors for me and allowed me to embark on the beautiful journey that has brought me to this special moment. I know that I speak on behalf of all my fellow graduates when I say that it is quite an honor to receive a Bond University testimony today and to become a part of the Bond's alumni community. Having been the recipients of such a personalized, top-quality education, taught by the best academic and professional professors, and enjoying the support of dedicated administrative, faculty, and counseling staff make us very fortunate. Moreover, being able to engage with fellow students from very different cultural and professional backgrounds and enjoying the state-of-the-art facilities that Bond has offered us is something we should all be immensely proud of. In my experience, a very particular feature that makes Bond unique is the continuous acknowledgement of a student's achievements. The constant recognition of a student's hard work, not only in the academic, but in every other field, give us motivation to be persistent and to drive for excellence. It fosters an environment of dedication, persistency, and healthy competitiveness, which end result is truly academic and professional excellence. We're gathered here today, celebrating this very important milestone in our careers, with very different backgrounds, but with the same common challenge ahead of us: to use our new skills and experiences gained in this prestigious university in order to build a better future for our children and for the generations to come. To be the agents for change in this dynamic world, and to follow the example of previous Bond students who have shined on behalf of this institution. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. In our hands, we have the opportunity to take an active role in tomorrow's future. I invite you all to embrace it with dignity, joy, and most importantly, responsibility. Lastly, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to my fellow graduates for these important achievements. We all know it takes plenty of dedication, consistency, and courage to be participating in this Bond University graduation ceremony. Also, I would like to extend my congratulations to our families and friends, whose unconditional support in many aspects of our lives allow us to be here today. Finally, I would also like to extend my thanks to every Bond University staff member, because without your contribution, none of this would be possible. Before finishing, I would like to emphasize that even though we have achieved a very crucial milestone in our careers, this is not the end, but rather only the beginning of an already successful professional career. If I can give you an advice, that is to never stop being thirsty for knowledge in any ambit of your lives, as that is a secret to a brighter tomorrow. As our university's motto says, be forever learning. Good luck and farewell. Thank you.
Thank you, Karina. At the outset of my remarks today, I said this is a special moment, this is a unique moment. And I think what we've seen today, represented through Karina's speech, is a representation, a small representation, but a very, very important representation of why this institution is so important, why this moment is so special. Karina, you might have dreamt of coming to Bond, but we dream of the very, very best for you, as you wished it for your fellow graduates. Thank you for an inspiring address. Thank you for your dream for a better future for all your graduates, and of the importance of embracing the future, the importance of education. It is really, as you have acknowledged, a very special place, made all the more special, as we've seen today, and as expressed by Karina, by the importance of the faculty here. So thank you, Karina. Please join me in welcoming Karina and thanking Karina. But can I say before I close, and we do extend that appreciation to Karina, let me tell you a little bit more about our valedictorian. She has an extraordinary list of academic achievements from 3 universities. She has a bachelor's degree in production engineering and a master's degree of engineering management, where she attained a high distinction in all her subjects. As you have heard this morning, she has graduated from Bond with a Master of Business Administration with high distinction. Not only is Karina accomplished in the classroom and a great speaker, as we've just heard, she is also an accomplished musician and has played violin with the Gold Coast Philharmonic Orchestra. Karina has also been involved with a number of not-for-profit entities throughout her university years and very heavily subscribes, as we've heard through her own words, giving back to society. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking Karina. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor and President to read the Bond University charge to the graduates.
Will the graduates please stand? I charge you, as graduates of Bond University, to demonstrate at all times the highest moral and ethical standards, to apply and to continue to extend your learning to the benefit of society, to strive through your actions to promote the universal worth of all people, to pursue the highest standards in all of your endeavours, so that in fulfilling your personal goals and human responsibilities, you add to the standing of your university, and to support and uphold your university and its alumni through engagement with the Bond Alumni Organisation and through your own personal commitment. Graduates, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the final stages of this ceremony, but I think it's important that the graduates all acknowledge, as Karina, our valedictorian, has, that you haven't achieved so much and come to this destination without a huge amount of help behind the scenes on so many fronts. I look around this audience and I see family, friends, spouses, children, parents, all those people that have supported you on your journey here today. So graduates, will you please turn to your family and friends and thank them. Our keynote speaker spoke of critical moments in a person's life, but there are also moments to be celebrated, to cherish and to remember. We trust that this is one of those moments. We trust that the memories of this day continue to be with you for the remainder of your life. We trust that the friends that you have made along the way remain friends for life. And we trust that Bond University will always be part of you, just as we will always be here for you. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been very patient. You've been almost too patient. You've been very well behaved. So it's probably time to make a little bit of noise and let's congratulate the class of 2013.